This remarkable story has just come past my timeline. Before I go into it, just a wee nice request. If you like the channel, please hit the subscribe button. If you like any particular video, please hit the thumbs up. And if you want to be notified, hit the notification bell for any future videos. And leave us some messages down below. Get involved in the conversation, guys. So, a story that I've just stumbled upon just shows the utter contempt shown by SNP officials, particularly at council level. We all remember the recent floods in Scotland, where lots of families were disrupted and unfortunately homes, etc., and property destroyed. Quite horrific scenes so close to my home in my country, Scotland. So let me just read out the Daily Express article. I'll put a link to the article in the comments so you guys can have a read at it. But I'll read it out to you and give my opinion on it. Headline is: Shameless SNP Council admit to multi-million pound floodgate failure at Perth. The local council in Perth and Kinross eventually accepted some responsibility for the failure to close the floodgates. First, I've never heard them mention that they actually have floodgates up there. However, after shamelessly attempting to dodge responsibility for October's flooding, the local council has admitted their failure to close floodgates led to millions in property damage. Perth and Kinross Council area suffered extreme heavy rain on October 6th to 7th in what was recorded as the wettest two-day period on the record since 1891. The River Tabe to burst its banks and flooded homes and businesses in the North Inch area of Perth. In a report, the council, which has been led by a minority SNP administration since May 2022, admitted 4 floodgates adjacent to the North Inch remained open for a period of time during the flood event. The council acknowledges that the delayed closure may have contributed to the flooding of some properties. Murdo Fraser, the Tory MSP for Mid-Scotland and Fife, who lives in Perth, said the council's failure inflicted costly damage, with repair costs at the city's Bell Sports Centre alone adding up to an expected £2 million. I welcome that the council is accepting some responsibility, because it does seem clear that the failure to shut floodgates in good time was at least a contributing factor, said Mr. Fraser. The council shamelessly tried to blame SEPA, but the responsibility must fall on them. The council now needs to tell us what steps they will take to compensate businesses and residents. Council bosses have claimed that water flow data from the Scottish Environment Protection Agency, SEPA, informs the decision, and at the time it only indicated that most gates be closed. The council said this was only 90 minutes before the high tide and did not leave enough time because it takes staff almost 5 hours to close floodgates. SEPA, however, said it began warning public partners, including Perth and Kinross Council, of potential flooding days before, on October the 4th. The floods were 6th and 7th of October. It added that the Met Office amber weather warning for heavy rain was issued, and that floods early in the weekend prompted Police Scotland to declare a major incident. Meanwhile, in a review of the decisions, officials said flood and weather warnings have never been the triggers for closing floodgates, except in South Inch. I'm lost with this actually. This is absolutely bonkers. In the report to the councillors, the local authority acknowledged it had been a very difficult time, particularly financially and emotionally, for those affected. It added, understandably, residents and business owners were frustrated, upset and angry. SEPA declined to disclose specific details of written flood warnings that were issued to Perth and Kinross Council, but said the documents, which include colour-coded maps and descriptions, could easily be accessed under a Freedom of Information law. These people are totally inept at running our country and even our councils, when again they want to blame someone else, SEPA. They want to take no responsibility despite government warnings of heavy rain which would lead to flooding. But we have to feel sorry for them because it was financially and emotionally a tough time, according to the comments in the paper. This actually disgusts me. If we can't afford our councils to close floodgates when SEPA and the government weather warnings would suggest it would not be a bad idea, if we are failing to do these things because our councils are so hamstrung financially, then why are we giving £750,000 in the last few short weeks to the Gaza, which has a bad, poor reputation for any funding given to that area reaching Hamas, a terrorist organisation? Well, Scottish people, good Scottish people, a good part of the world that I know well, I travel up there almost every week, have their property damaged by floods in 2023 due to the financial and emotional problems at the time. These people actually disgust me. I can't wait to the next election and we're rid of you. You should be flung out. Westminster have the power to close your sham of a parliament due to the terms and conditions in the Scotland Act. I beg them to do so. This place would be better without you.